Hi, Phanessa here. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to knit this beanie here. The inside looks pretty cool as well, and you could probably use it as the outside or the right side or leave it reversible. So this one is going to be for an adult. If you are interested in the pattern, see the links in the description box. So for the materials, I'm using Lion Brand's Landscapes Breeze. This is a category 4. And it recommends a 6mm set of needles. For the needles, I'm using a 16-inch circular needle. You can use double pointed needles if you're more comfortable with that. I'm going to use US 7 4.5 for the brim, and then I'm going to switch on over to 5.5 US 9 for the rest of the beanie. Okay, I have a pair of scissors, tapestry needle, and a tape measure. This little stitch marker here, I have a video on how to make your own. I'll leave a link if you're interested in that. All right, let's get started with the tail in front on this side. This is from the ball of yarn. You can either start with a slip knot. I like to just put my needle under this strand here and pull it back like this. So you've got your forefinger and thumb in between the loops or this strand here, and then you pull it back, grab the rest of the yarn with your fingers. Place your finger here so it doesn't slip off. Bring your needle under this strand here, and then over here, top down, and then back through this loop here. Gently pull, don't pull too tight or it'll be hard to work in. Okay, again, pull back, under, and then top down, and back through this loop here. Release and tighten. I do have a slow video for that if you need. It is in my playlist on how to knit. So this pattern is in multiples of 6. So I'm going to cast on 72 stitches. 72 stitches is in multiples of 6, and I'm going to add one more for the invisible join. So I'm going to cast on a total of 73 stitches. Okay, so I've casted on 73 stitches. That's 72, which is in multiples of 2. So before you join, you want to make sure that your stitches are not twisted. All of this part right here is on the bottom. The loops are on the needles. If it's twisted, it'll be something like this, and you don't want it to be twisted. It won't work in the round. So now we're going to take this needle where your strands are coming out of and slip this one as if to purl. Okay, so you're going to slip it off, and then on this side you take this one, so it's the first stitch from this side. You want to pass it over the one you just slipped and drop it, and pull the two strands to tighten a little bit. We now have 72 stitches. So for the brim, I'm just going to work a 1x1 rib. You can work whichever kind of rib you like. Where's my stitch marker? I'm gonna grab my stitch marker, place it on my needle, and I'm going to work a 1x1 rib. So I'm going to knit the first stitch and purl the second, and then you just repeat: knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, and purl. When you knit, make sure your yarn is in the back, and when you purl, you want to bring your yarn forward. So that was continental knitting. I'll knit this way as well, since there are different knitters out there that have requested to see it done both ways. Okay, so I'm going to continue with knit, yarn in the front, purl, yarn in the back, knit, and then just continue all the way around. Okay, I'm at the end of the round here. I've got 2 stitches left. I'm going to knit and then purl. Okay, so just move your marker to the other side and then continue. So this would be round 2 now, and you basically want to repeat what you did on round 1. You're going to knit, purl, so knit the knit stitches and purl the purl stitches. If you get a little lost, the purl stitches have this extra band bump that goes over your stitches. Okay, so that's a purl. This is a knit. This is a purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. So repeat until you're happy with the width of the brim. I think I will work about 10 rows or 10 rounds. Okay, so at the end here, I've worked 9 rounds, 10 including the cast on round. So now I'm going to switch to the larger set of needles. I just put lotion on my hands and I cannot twist off the needle tips. So I'm just gonna grab a new one. Okay, so you will need to work a setup round depending on how many stitches you have. Since I have 72 stitches and that's in multiples of 3, I don't need to adjust it. What I mean by setup round, if you look at the pattern, it will show you how many stitches you need to increase in order to get the right number of stitches. For the first 3 rounds, we're going to knit 3, slip 3. So we're going to start with a knit. That's 1, and then 2, 3. And when you slip, you want your yarn in the back, and you always slip purlwise in this direction here. So slip 1, 2, 3, and then repeat. Knit 3, slip 3, 3. So continue all the way around. Knit 3, slip 3, okay? Always slip with your yarn in the back, so back here behind your work, and slip purlwise. I'm at the end of the round here. 1, 2, 3, and then slip the last 3 stitches. I somehow lost my other stitch marker. So that was round 1. You're going to repeat that for 2 more rounds. So rounds 1 through 3, it's knit 3, slip 3. 1, 2, 3, slip 3. I forgot the traditional way. 1, 2, 3, slip 3, 1, 2, 3, and then just repeat all the way around. I'm on the 3rd round, slipping my last 3 stitches. Okay, so rounds 4 and through 6 is just going to be knit stitches. So you're just going to knit every stitch around, and you're going to do that for 3 rounds. So rounds 4 through 6. Okay, so I've knitted 3 rounds here, which is knit stitches. Now we're going to work around where we will work through these 3 strands that we made behind our work. So we're going to knit to the center of these. Okay, so you want to knit 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now we're going to work through these straps here, or these loose strands. So you're going to insert your needle as if to knit, and then you're going to go through these 3 strands. So go under, and then pick up your working yarn, and you're going to pull that back up through these 3 strands, so underneath it, and then back up here to where you placed your needle to knit, and then pull it off. So that's what it looks like. You're just pulling that up. Basically, you're knitting that stitch and you're pulling it from underneath, so it kind of pulls these stitches up. And then I'll knit the next stitch. So repeat, knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then through here and under these 3 strands, wrap your working yarn on your needle, pull it back up these 3. You might have to hold it in order to get it through, and then through the loop that's on your needle. Okay, and then knit 1. Okay, so I will show you another way that I do that stitch in just a second. So repeat, knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here is loose strands again. So before you insert your needle into that stitch, I like to take the working yarn and push it through from underneath, from the bottom up, like that, so that it's easier for me to work that stitch there. And then what I'll do is just knit here to grab that strand, and then pull this tight a little bit, not too tight. So that's another way of working that stitch. Okay, and then knit the next stitch, and I'll show you that again. So knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then take your working yarn and put it from the bottom up through those 3 strands, so that you can knit this easier for the next stitch. Okay, so you just want to pull that through and then grab your working yarn and pull that tight, and then repeat. So that's 1, and then you repeat. Knit 4, 2, 3, 4, and let's do it the other way. I don't think I showed you that way. So insert here. If you put your finger through here, it's a little bit easier. Go under that, knit, pull it through, and then through this right here. I will show you that one more time. Knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so here's the 3 strands. I'm going to insert my needle through the loop here, and then under these 3 strands, knit, and then holding it with the other hand, pull it through the 3 strands and through the loop that's on your needle. And then you repeat. So knit 4, knit under these loose strands, knit 1, and then repeat. I'm at the end here. Knit 1. Okay, so that was round 7. Now we're sort of going to reverse what we've been doing. We started with knit 3, slip 3. We're going to slip 3, then knit 3. So we're alternating it. Okay, that was round 7. For round 8, we're just going to knit every stitch. I'm at the end of round 8. Okay, so round 9 through 11, we're going to slip 3, knit 3. So we started down here with knit 3, slip 3. Now we're going to alternate. We're going to slip 3, knit 3. And that's going to be rounds 9, 10, and 11. So for 3 rounds. slip 3, knit 3. 1, 2, 3, slip 3, knit 3. So I'm going to work 3 rounds of this slip 3, knit 3. Okay, for the next 3 rounds, we're just going to knit every stitch. Now I'm going to start working around where I work under these loose strands on the inside. Okay, so we're going to knit 1, and then we're going to work going through under these loose strands here, just like we did before. So there's the loose strands. Place your needle in there. Pull up a loop. So you want to pull through those strands and then pull through this stitch up here. And then knit 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then you repeat. Knit 1. Go under the loose strands. Again, sometimes it's easier if you just do this. And just make sure you tug on that so that it's a little tight. And knit 4. Okay, I'm going to turn this inside out and show you what that looks like. Okay. So you're basically working the center stitch of the 3 slip stitches, and you're pulling those strands up as you knit that stitch. And they look like this here. This is the one that I just worked. Okay, so I'm going to repeat that around. Oops, I stopped a stitch here. If you drop a stitch, you want to grab a hook and place it on the last loop that you can see. Here I dropped 2, and you want to grab the strand behind it and pull it up, and then the next one, pull it up, and then place it back on your needle. So you're just going to repeat all the way around. Knit 1, knit under these loose strands, and then knit 4. If you're really having a hard time, you can use a hook. So let me show you. Knit 1, and then insert your hook as if you're knitting, and then go under these 3 strands and pick up the hook right there. It's okay if this falls off of your needle, because mine just did, and I just wanted to show you. So you want to yarn over and pull this loop through all those 3 strands and this stitch here. So these 3 strands and then this stitch here. And then you want to place it on this side, since you've basically knitted that next stitch, and then knit 4. So try different ways, whatever works for you. Okay, so I'm going to repeat different ways. I'm at the end of this round. I have 4 stitches left. Just knit the last 4 stitches. Okay, this next round is just going to be knit every stitch. So it's all knit stitches. Just knit 1 round of every stitch. Just knit every stitch around. This is the last round, round 16, in this 16 round repeat. Last stitch. Okay, so you're going to repeat rounds 1 through 16 until you have the right height for the size that you're making. If you want it slouchy, you'll just continue on. I think I will end on round 8 or 16. We'll see if that works out. I'm just sort of making things up as I go. So I'll go ahead and knit until I'm happy with the length or the height of my beanie. Okay, so I have a few rounds here, and it's about 8 inches from the bottom of the brim to where my needles are, and I'm going to start decreasing. This is a slouch beanie, so it won't be fitted on your head. Okay, so to start, you want to knit 4 and then knit 2 together. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then knit 2 together. So you're going to knit 2 stitches. So insert through both loops and then knit them together. So that's a decrease. And then you just repeat, knit 4, 3, 4, and then knit 2 together. Just repeat all the way around, knit 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then knit 2 together. If you don't have enough stitches to complete a round, just go ahead and knit those stitches. For example, I was working the knit 2 together. So here's my knit 2 together. I knitted 2 and I only had 1 stitch left, so I just knitted that last stitch. Okay, the next round of decrease, you're just going to knit every stitch around. Okay, round 3 of decrease. Now we're going to work 3 stitches and then a decrease. So you want to knit 3. So you want to knit 3, 1, 2, 3, and then knit 2 together. And that's what you repeat around. And that's what you repeat around. 1, 2, 3, knit 2 together. So there's 1 round of just knit stitches between every decrease, and we started off with 4 and then knit 2 together. We're doing 3 and knit 2 together, so the next round is all knit stitches, and then the round after that is knit 2 together. Next round, just knit every stitch. Okay, I'm at the end. Now we're going to decrease, and we're going to work knit 2 together. On the last decrease, we did knit 3, knit 2 together. So that's 2 stitches, and then knit 2 together. Knit 2, knit 2 together. Okay, next round, you're just going to knit every stitch around. Okay, so if you still have a lot of stitches, which you should, we're going to repeat the last decrease round, which is knit 2 and then knit 2 together. So you'll repeat these 2 rounds, the knit around, just the knit stitches, and knit 2 together until you have enough stitches to close up the top. Not enough, but until you have a number of stitches that can close comfortably. Okay, so I have enough that I can close up comfortably. So I'm going to cut my yarn here, grab my tapestry needle, And I'm just going to pull off the loops from my needle, and I'm going to insert my tapestry needle as if I'm knitting, and then pull off like that. Okay, a few more stitches left. Oops, kind of missed that one. You want to secure this on the inside, so place your needle right through the center, and then I like to go around the center here just a little bit more to make sure it's secure. Okay, to tie it off, and then weave in your ends. Don't forget to weave in your beginning tail from your brim as well, so right here. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification button. You'll be notified every time I post a video. I'll see you next time.